Have you ever wanted to leave everything behind, escape the rat race, and just live with rescued animals? That's where I am at right now. I love the city and all that it has to offer, but I also really long for a place that's surrounded by nature and a family of animals that keeps me grounded and brings me back to what truly matters. If you're new here, I'm Kathrin. I am 34 years old. I'm originally from Germany and I've been living in LA for the past 12 years. I came here to pursue my singing dreams. I accidentally became a yodeler, and I love animals, I'm vegan, and I have so many more dreams that I want to make a reality, and this is one of them. Today, I'll share my thoughts on productivity, hustle culture, and our societal norms with you. And I also want to talk about my love for animals, why I love them so much, especially cows, and how I'm taking steps towards this dream of mine. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about what really makes me happy and what might just be things that I think I have to do or that were imposed on me by society, or even by myself, because I thought they were the necessary middle steps to what I really want, but end up being my whole existence, basically. By allowing myself to experiment more again and be creative, even by just doing these YouTube videos, I'm really getting back to little me and what little me really liked doing. And I'm realizing that everything I loved as a child is still me and is still what I want to do, and that I was just distracted from all of that. The bunnies are about to eat the cable. Okay, we're safe. I think so much of what we do is driven by fear and shame and guilt, and a lot of us don't really even know anymore what it is that truly makes us happy. We all think we need this house, this partner, this apartment, this amount of money in order to finally be able to relax. I don't think it's even about just being happy. I think it's about allowing yourself to relax and take a pause. And so many of us think, before I get to this place, I cannot rest. I cannot relax until I have this, or that. And I've observed that too. I feel like if I don't make a certain amount of money, or if I don't burn myself out enough, or if I'm not super exhausted, I haven't done enough. And I can't really feel good about the rest that I am taking until I've reached a certain amount of money, or until I feel a certain amount of exhaustion. And that is just wrong, because I don't think that's sustainable. But I do think that a lot of us do that, and we don't even question it. And we also don't question which of the things we think we truly want, and which of those things might just be ideas that have been put in our head of what we think or what we're told is what makes us happy and feel present and good. And I think taking those breaks and pauses makes us more aware again of what truly feels good to us and what we truly want in our lives. I know rest can be scary. I know breaks can be scary. I know it feels like we're losing grip. But when you can do that, and when you can allow yourself to just be okay with not being productive for a little bit, you might really find out what it is that you enjoy and what it is that you actually want in your life. And it might not be any of the things that you've been working for or that you've been thinking that you want. So I want us all to get away from the idea that we have to earn rest and that we have to earn happiness or earn our peace. I think that should be the very basis of everything. And I think when we do rest and when we do feel peace, that's what we build on, and that is our foundation. That is what makes it possible for us to do good work and be there for other people and provide good services or create beautiful things or whatever it is that we do. And we're so far away from that, I think, as a society, and so many of us are so deep in the burnout that we first of all don't even realize that's what's going on, but that we also don't know how to get out of that rat race. That also makes me feel like any work that I'm doing that might be more of a time investment or initial investment where nothing's coming back immediately is wrong, because I'm not seeing money and I don't have the guarantee that money will ever come from this. I don't know if I'm ever going to make money from these YouTube videos. it would be really nice, but do I know it? No. But I also know that if I don't take that risk, I won't be able to make any videos, and then therefore I will never even give myself the chance to make any money with this or have it go further, or really figure out what type of content that I want to make that is enjoyable to me and also to you as my viewers. So I feel like I'm bullying myself sometimes into doing normal work compared to work that I do for myself, because I'm thinking of my future and I'm thinking of what would Kathrin really want to do and what would Kathrin really enjoy doing in the long term. I also think the way that we learn in school and the way that we're measured against each other isn't the right way to truly bring out the best in us. I think it shouldn't be about performance. I think it should be about learning and being curious about things, and that doesn't happen in such a controlled setting as much as it would by exploring things and allowing students and people to be interested in what they're currently interested in and exploring that thing more, instead of forcing every single subject onto us while we're young, then giving someone a back grade and telling them they're not good at it when really maybe it was just not the right time for them. And I think we all carry this way of learning and performing and being measured against each other into our adulthood, and then constantly feel not good enough. Because don't we all feel like we're not good enough? And from that lack of feeling good and enough, we stay in the rat race and we stay in this hustle culture to hopefully get more validation from others and from outside by getting money or by getting praise at work or by being looked at as someone who works so hard and deserves the life that they have. I think if we got away from that, and I think if we found a way to just inherently feel good, we would do much better work, and we would also be able to be there for one another, and we would overall be more whole and happier. Can you not? Barley! And the expectations that I have on myself also are sometimes just out of this world. I feel like everybody else is doing all of these things, and I feel like they're doing them all in one day. But in reality, when you talk to people, you realize that's usually never the case. And if it is the case and they do all of these things in just one day, or they manage to do all of the things by themselves, have the perfect household, have the perfect income, have the perfect job, take care of their kids, everything, then more often than not, I think those people are not mentally well. It's just not something that they show. You need to feel like the thing that you want to do is possible in order to get started. And that is the motivation that I think we do need. We do need to feel like it's possible in order to want to get started and in order to want to stick with something. So what do animals have to do with any of this? For me, animals were always my joy. I always enjoyed being around animals. I always wanted to rescue them, and I always wanted to just hug them and be there, and I feel like they always understood me. When I grew up, my grandpa had pigs, so he had a little farm. He had fields where he grew potatoes and wheat, but he also had pigs and chickens. And once in a while, the butcher would come and one or two of the pigs would get slaughtered. And I was very young, and I used to watch this from my grandpa and grandma's kitchen window. And at no point did it feel good. Like, it was a sensation, and both my sister and I watched. But a few times I told my mom, I just want to untie the pig and I want to ride away on it and I want to save it. And obviously that wasn't really a thing I could do, but I realized then that it felt wrong to me that we did this to animals. We had bunnies, we had a dog, I had some fish, and I could never get enough. I always wanted more animals, and that really hasn't changed since. So my love for cows came about unexpectedly. I was an extra for a German movie that was filmed at a farm. And there was a baby cow, and baby cows are separated from their moms basically from birth. So the milk that the moms make can be given to humans or sold. That's very sad, but the baby cow was separated, and I went to say hello to it, and I gave it my hand, and the baby cow just completely licked my hand. I don't know what happened in that moment, but it was the sweetest moment. There was no smell to this at all, and it was just so sweet and heartwarming. And from that day on, I realized how amazing cows are. Not just cows, all animals, but cows specifically have this calmness about them, and I think they're just so underrated. I became a fan of them. I really, really would love to rescue a cow of my own, not only to have that big calmness around me and be able to take care of someone and give back to these creatures that our human race abuses so much, but also to show other people how amazing they are and that they have personalities and that they're basically just big puppies. I just want to do my part, and I just want to have my little paradise. I know a lot of you out there who might be watching this video have similar dreams. I think that we all can have that to an extent, and I'm gonna get into what I'm doing right now to kind of live a part of that dream of mine, because right now I live in an apartment in Pasadena and I cannot have big animals here, nor could I afford them. But I refuse to think that can't be a part of my reality now and also in the future. Animals have taught me to be present and that I am enough. This is something I want to internalize more, but whenever I am around animals, especially when I'm around bigger animals, they just bring me back to the present moment, and they just exist. They just live. Animals don't compare themselves to each other, and they're in the moment and they just accept things as they are. Being around them helps me do the same. But it's also the helping animals and the taking care of them that feels like purpose to me, and it feels like I'm doing something good, but at the same time I'm helping myself because it grounds me. Animals know how to rest, and they do it so well because they will rest when they need rest. And when you are with someone else who is calm in their presence and radiates relaxation, or who just radiates peace, it also helps you get down your guard and do the same and just relax. That could be another human too, but more often than not, I feel like humans don't know how to do this anymore. There's very few people that I know who really are that zen. I think if we all treated animals better, and therefore also the environment, obviously the world would be a different place. And it just feels right to me to want to be a part of that change in the world. And I know that I can't change everything and I can only do so much, but I want to do my part. And I'm proud of myself for allowing myself to do that in a world that constantly seems to tell us that we need to work harder, we need to be more productive, we need to make more money, we need to be more this, we need to be more that, we need to be more toned, we need to work out more, we need to eat healthier, we need to do all these things. Whenever I make myself feel bad for not making enough money, I make even less money. If I'm tired and I allow myself to nap, if I do have the time, I wake up and I feel refreshed, and then I feel energized again and I want to do things. So I don't have to force myself. And even with all that and me living my life in a more self-determined way, working only for myself, doing my thing, I'm realizing still how expensive everything is, and that almost all my funds go towards my bills. I just never feel like it's enough. I never feel like the money I'm making is enough. I never feel like I'm doing enough for my pets. I never feel like I'm working hard enough. I ask myself this question: if I didn't get to this dream of mine, would I rather live the way that I live now and be relaxed and give myself what I need? Or would I rather spend years of my life working really, really, really hard for someone else and still not be able to afford a house or to rescue animals? So there are these two approaches, one that feels more like the regular route and safe and the way that it makes sense, and then there's the one that's more like, I'm gonna trust that I'm gonna get what I want from the universe, and I just have to start somewhere and believe. And even if that doesn't get me to where I want to go, it's gonna make me feel better. So I'm choosing that way, and that's why I'm making these videos, and that's why I work only for myself. That's why I live where I live, and that's why I do what I do. And so how do I plan to even get to where I want to go? The only way for me that makes sense is by reminding myself of my vision, by keeping my vision alive in my head, by living in a way that feels good to me, that brings in more good things into my life, that attracts people to me, and just makes me feel good overall. That's already half of what I want. If I feel good, I might not need all these things that I think I want. But I think the chance of me getting to where I want to be is so much higher if I just live happily and at peace compared to stressed out and trying to hustle for what I want. So what I'm doing right now, because I'm not buying a piece of land right now somewhere, I can't. And I'm not getting a cow right now because that would be very irresponsible of me. I don't have a place to put it. I don't have the money to feed the cow or get shelter for the cow. I'm taking care of my cat Baloo and my 2 bunnies, and I'm volunteering at some sanctuaries where I sing for animals, but also just once in a while go to help out with tours at the sanctuaries or whatever they might need. That way I get to be around a community of like-minded people, and I get to be around animals, and that's already half of what I want anyway, or almost more than half. And those days of being outside and getting the air and walking and being on my feet and just being around the animals and away from my phone, they ground me so much, and they reinforce what I want for my life, but they also already give me what I want for my life. And so right now I feel like I have a good mixture of this life in the city where a lot is happening and where I find a lot of connection, and still a lot of nature because we're in LA and we have the ocean and the mountains, and yet I still don't give up on maybe being able to combine again the best of both worlds and have a place that's less inside of the crazy city hustle loudness, where I can rescue some animals, where I can show people how amazing cows are, and where I can keep working for myself, make videos, give lessons, and be present. And that's really all I want, I think, is to not have to stress about money, and to know that what I'm creating is coming from my heart and is honest and doesn't come out of lack or fear, but comes genuinely and comes because I want to share it. And I honestly believe that if we all manage to find a way to do that, that the world would be a different place. I don't think we all have to work so hard and hustle so hard and be so productive all the time. And honestly, the more rest I get, the more productive I am. So it might be worth a thought if you feel like you're constantly hustling and working so hard and trying so hard. Because I'm telling you, when I am tired and I try to force myself to work, I waste so much more time than when I just take a nap and then have energy and be able to really work on what I need to work on again. I know not everybody can afford to live the way that I do, and I'm very lucky, and I feel very privileged also to be able to live this way, to take care of my pets, even though I don't have a lot of leftover money. I don't have a big house. I don't own many things outside of my apartment at all, but I still consider myself very lucky to be able to live in this beautiful apartment in a city that I love, even though it's crazy and loud and can be dirty, and to be surrounded by nature, be able to go on hikes, be able to drive through the ocean, have all these vegan restaurants available to me, good food from the farmers markets, and just basically have already a lot of the best of all worlds. I hope that you can live in a way that makes you feel like you are going somewhere, and yet simultaneously get rest and peace and aren't burning yourself out. I want that for all of us, and I hope that we can all find a way to do that. I hope this video inspired you in some way. I feel like I was just rambling. I really just wanted to share my vision with you all, as well as my thoughts, and I would love to see if there's anyone out there that shares these thoughts, that has the same thoughts, who shares the same vision, and who has the same dreams. And I would love to hear any comments or thoughts you have in the comments. Or if you have any questions, please let me know as well. I would love to answer them. I would love to see you here again. The easiest way for you to know if I posted a video is by subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for being here and for watching all the way if you're still here. I really appreciate you guys. I hope all of our dreams come true. I hope all the animals will be rescued one day. And I thank you for also having a big heart for animals and for being here and watching my video. Thank you.